Welcome aboard The Breakfast Club.
Well, it was a big week for Jade Rawlings last week because he moved from Casey back into the Melbourne setup, but he kind of isn't out of the Melbourne setup. It's all a bit confusing, so we thought we'd get him on and actually explain the change of role to us at RSN 927. Jade, good morning.
Morning, Whitey. How you doing?
Going well. How did it all happen that the change took place through your buy round? And was it something that you put up your hand to do, or were you asked? Were you surprised when you were asked? How did it all take place?
No, definitely more on the surprised element. I was part of a collective coaching review on the Wednesday after our Queen's birthday game against Collingwood, and I took off down to Tassie on the Thursday and had a chat to a couple of senior management within the club and in relation to some considerations that they were making to adjust the coaching program and looking to really try and put people exactly where they felt were going to maximise their strengths moving forward. And part of that was, they asked if I'd consider coaching the forwards and being responsible for the ball movement, which Goody's been doing as well. So it's enabled Goody to just be completely the senior coach, which he's great at, and he's taught me the most about ball movement. So I've been pretty lucky to step into a role that been educated by him. So all the moves have been incredibly positive. I know that people draw a narrative out of negatives towards these type of things, but I think our club's been really courageous to not allow a season just to idle along the same pace, and things they might have considered at the end of the year brought forward to a bit earlier. No,
I couldn't agree with you more. I'm interested, though. I know you're a very loyal person that to agonise over essentially leaving the VFL team that you've invested so heavily in to get back into the Melbourne system, which you're part of as well, I understand. But was it a difficult decision, or is it one, no, I need to help, this is what I need to do?
Yeah, it's a bit of both, Whitey. My philosophy's always been that if a club thinks something's the best for the club, then as a contracted person, I've always felt that's the right decision. I'll do what they need me to do, and that's how I ended up being a VFL coach. They saw that they wanted myself to go and run the VFL program, and it was the best thing. One of the best things happened to me in my coaching career. I had an absolute ball doing it the last 18 months, and as I said to the KC group last Tuesday night, I don't like finishing something I started, and we wanted to make sure, and we're very conscious that there wasn't a sense of abandonment towards our KC people, staff and players, and that's why I'm really proud of the club, how it was managed, we're able to control the messaging and keep it to ourselves until that Tuesday night out of respect for what we wanted to deliver to our KC people. So it felt weird watching Casey and Coburg on Sunday and not having the control, but that's where our control freak needs to let go.
What'd you say to Tom McDonald? Because you single-handedly resurrected him.
Not much, Scott. I'm very close with Tom. I've been lucky enough to work with him as a backline coach at the start of his career, and I know him very well professionally, and we're really pretty close personally, and I've been aware of his struggles away from the club based upon how he's performing. But I thought it was really mature how he handled himself after the game the other day, that he was prepared to open up a little bit about how hard it has been for him. But we tried to maximise strengths again, Scotty. We got him a bit higher at the start. He's an unbelievable endurance athlete. He was able to be around the ball a lot in the first half because he relieved in the ruck as well. And, yeah, second half, things started to unfold for him because he did tip in a lot with his work ethic, but also his actions for his teammates. And I'm a big believer in footy karma. If you keep tipping into the group and the greater cause, the individual will get rewarded in time.
Do you draw on your own career when you talk to a guy like that who's, it's not happening like it did the previous season?
You can't help but draw on experience, Scotty. I went through a couple of patches, which you'd be aware of when I was at the Bulldogs in particular, where you do second-guess yourself a lot. And as a key forward, will I lead at that ball in case they don't kick to me? I'll run back, and so definitely part of the chain in some way, shape or form, and you end up doing sweet bugger all, to be quite frank. And that's what happens. When you second-guess yourself in sport and life and anything, you end up in a position of not doing anything. And I thought Tom was far more committed to his actions on the weekend, and it's step one towards him getting back to his best form.
So, Jade, you come off the win against Frio, which was obviously a great one after the bye. What does the group take from that? Can that be the impetus for a really solid end of the season?
We'd like to think so, Sherelle. I'm sure you've been in a situation as well where the team or the group haven't performed at the level, and you make some adjustments. And when you get success from those adjustments initially, it's validation that it might have worked, but the decisions we've made are more for sustainability moving forward, and we just got back to the core essence of what type of club and team we want to be, and that's what I've really admired about Goody's leadership, is getting back to what he set out to do when he first started coaching this club, and we looked more like a Melbourne team on the weekend. I think most people would agree. Yes, it was untidy, but it was highly competitive and very spirited, and I'd like to think that's the type of impetus that we can take out of the game to move forward for the second half of the year.
And just finally, Jade, we have Max Gawn in with us, and he talked about how, despite it being such a tough time, how proud he is of the group, the way that they've stuck together and they haven't splintered, and they're working as hard as they possibly can to turn it around. How much confidence does that give you as a coach, knowing that one of your senior players is talking like that, that they are so coachable, even though things aren't going so well?
It's what you want to know, Whitey, that's happening within the group. It's what you want to feel as well. When you've been around a long time, you get a bit of a feel for the dynamic of the group and the consistency of behaviour. And I think our group have been that. I think we've been inconsistent in our output, but as far as committing to the program and still listening to the message, I think it's because of the commitment to our coach. That there's not, through all this form for the first half year, I haven't heard one bit of issue towards the coach, which in my experience in past clubs, this is where it goes, that people get edgy and start second-guessing the leadership, but that hasn't happened once in relation to our players towards our coach. So that's why I think that we're in a really good position of stability, and our players are absolutely wedded to how we play and also what we want from them moving forward from this rest of this year and beyond. So I think we're really a great club, or verging on being a great club, but we're really strong in what we stand for and who we want to be.
Jade, I always love having a chat. Good luck in the new role, and hopefully we see Melbourne have plenty more wins between now and the end of the year.
Great, thanks for the chat, guys.
And Jade Rawlings, the new forwards coach and ball movement coach of the Demons. So
why was Simon Goodwin worried about ball movement? He should just be coaching everything. Very simple, Adam. Yes. Senior coach, just do one job.
I like the fact that they've been prepared to say, we're not doing it right, we've got to make a change.